Let's begin the panel discussion session. As we are behind the scheduled time, I would like to invite the panelist and moderator on stage. I would like to invite Professor Kim and all the speakers as well as panelists on stage. Please give them a big round of applause.
김인현입니다.
Again, I am Kim In-hyun. So I enjoyed listening all the presentations, and we need to finish this session by 12 o'clock. We only have 40 minutes for the panel discussion. Next to me, I have three panelists, and let's discuss on the presentations we had. So first, I'll turn the microphone over to the three speakers on stage and give the chance to ask questions for the participants on the floor. So let me introduce the panelists. We have Mr. Woo Soo-han, professor at Chung-Ang University. Professor Woo, his name is so excellent. Woo Soo-han means excellent in Korean. So he is an excellent professor. He has worked for 10 years at the Ministry of Oceans and Fisheries. He handled a lot of port-related policies, and he has published a lot of good papers at the university, and we're leading a lot of good R&D projects. He is a leading figure in shipping and port industry of Korea. And next, we have an online panelist. We have Mr. Manolo de la Fuente from the Port of Rotterdam in the Netherlands. He is the AI lead at the Port of Rotterdam. Mr. Manolo has long been engaged in the innovation and business growth in the transport and logistics industry, and he is the founding executive of Orange Nile, an initiative focused on nurturing developer communities in Kenya and providing education to help them enhance their technical skills. And lastly, we have Mr. Song Jun-seok, head of Smart Shipping and Logistics team at the Ministry of Oceans and Fisheries. So first, let's begin the panel discussion by starting from Mr. Woo Soo-han. I'll give you 5 minutes. Thank you for giving me the chance. So I predicted that I will be the first speaker. I am from Chung-Ang University and Department of International Logistics. At the Ministry of Oceans and Fisheries, I assisted introducing the policies. And recently, I am doing a research on AI, how we can apply the AI to the logistics industry. And many students who have majored in logistics or business management don't know how to apply AI. So engineers know how to code and what is the AI is, and they get a proper education on AI. But for logistics students or business people, we don't know how we should learn AI and how we should approach AI. So that's why I started this R&D project. So starting from 5 years ago, I introduced a curriculum at my college. During the class lecture, I gave machine learning and deep learning lecture on this. And AI solution development that can be applied to logistics is one of the research projects that I lead. As we have the experts in shipping and logistics industry, the speakers shared a lot of best examples and good cases. And today, I would like to share my experience on how the AI technology is influencing and used in the marine transportation industry and the challenges we face. First, logistics. I think logistics is the best industry vertical to use the AI because we have a lot of data in this field, and if we incorporate AI, we can do many things. But due to certain constraints, we cannot fully utilize AI. When applying and developing AI, we need a lot of investment. So first, we need to define on how users will use this technology. If we don't have that clear definition, we cannot earn the investment. So first, we need to set a clear goal on how the user will use this technology. The purpose of using AI can be categorized into two. One is the customer side of the service, is to enhance the customer experience and thereby increase the profit. And second is to maximize or optimize the internal assets to reduce costs, which will lead to creating profits again. So these are two applications of AI. In case of port, it is basically B2B service. So the customer side is less used. So there is a less emphasis on the customer side. So the main focus here is the resource management. So let's see the shipping side. Autonomous shipping is getting a lot of attention these days, and currently AI technology is already used in developing autonomous vessels. So from the shipping company side, the answer is clearly there. They can select the autonomous vessel and operate it, and they will have to think about how the AI technology should be used in that process. But now, the thing that we are considering is whether the autonomous vessel will be there and it is a proper technology. So navigation monitoring or accident monitoring will be another application case. Let's say there is a seafarer. AI can assist the decision-making of the seafarers. And within the vessel, safety and security issue can be solved through AI. Safety and security solution using image recognition is being researched very actively, and we are doing experiment on this. The thing that we are researching on nowadays, let's say we install AI technology in the vessel, we can give medical support to the seafarer as well. Let's say we have an image data, or if we can know the symptom of the seafarers, then AI solution can assist the seafarers to make a right decision. It's like remote operation of the medical service. In going forward, the AI technology can assist the crew members to get the proper medical support. And the most important thing here, and the biggest challenge is, you saw the accident related to electric vehicle battery explosion. So fire detection forecast is another important application. AI can be used, and a lot of other technologies will have to be there to develop such technology. So in the short term, for the 1 or 2 year, that is the promising application. Port is already automated, and AI system is installed in that automated equipment. So if you have an automated equipment, you can use the AI service. And how we are going to introduce the AI system in the comprehensive operation of the port is something that the Port Authority needs to consider. So for safety issues or security issues based on the image recognition system. Let's say we have conventional vehicle in the port area. There can be collision between the equipment and the vehicle, and there can be another accident between human operator and machine. So that's HMI, human machine interface accident. So we have already achieved the automation, but there's a possibility of the safety accidents, so AI can solve that issue. But the prediction capability or operational efficiency that the terminal operator is considering right now, if you see the terminal operating system, TOS, AI can be applied to the TOS as well. So the Port Authority thinks the TOS system is a must, and they can incorporate AI system into the TOS and think about ways to utilize the TOS system using artificial intelligence. And there's a fierce competition in the TOS system across the world. Many TOS providers are considering how to incorporate AI into their system to assist the terminal operator to enhance the productivity of the port and increase the profits of the port. They need to show the evidence that the AI is making money. And that evidence will accelerate the adoption of AI technology in the terminal area. So my research focuses on video recognition AI system. You use ChatGPT and generative AI tools, so you will know this very well. And this is one way of AI application. It is taking place at the public field. But the companies, they need to use the internal lessons, internal data, and want to use the ChatGPT. But for the enterprise data, they cannot use the ChatGPT very well because of the privacy issue, a confidentiality issue. And let's say there's a logistics company. The ChatGPT and GPT will have to understand the terminology that the logistics company use. If they can develop this well, then together with the video recognition and LLM, all of these will be merged. And in the latest couple of months, this has rapidly developed. So previously, we only handled images, but now we can do conversational interaction with the ChatGPT. As mentioned before, the users and developers of the technology will have to clearly define the purpose of developing this technology. And then bringing down the cost is another important challenge that we need to solve. In this, I think as the government mentioned, the public sector and private sector need to play their parts. The terminal operator and shipping companies, before the commercialization stage, they need to actively cooperate with the government, and they're asking for support from the central government. And BPA mentioned this point. And you might wonder why BPA is doing those kind of efforts, because the user should use it. But the BPA presentation is the system that the terminal has. And BPA has another R&D project. So they have developed the system and commercialized the system. And they suggested the terminal operator to use the system. So the end user was terminal operator, but the research was done by the BPA. So I personally think that in adopting the AI, BPA gave us a model case on how the government can assist the adoption of the AI. And all 4 different port authorities in Korea is trying to go that way. So data issue and data utilization and cost issues will have to be solved. And those challenges, I think, with the support of the government and public institutions, I think we can find a way out to better adopt the AI. Thank you.
우리 우수한
Thank you, Professor Wu. He, I think, really gave us in-depth explanation that we would not be able to know. So using the AI, the remote system will be commoner. And also for BPA, he mentioned that they are using the AI well. And I would like to invite Manolo de la Punte, who is an AI lead from the Port Authority, will tell them.
You have a podium?
Okay. Yes, hello. My name is Manolo de la Punte of the Port of Rotterdam. Can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead.
Wonderful. Okay. First of all, let me state that I'm very honored and excited to be here, and would like to thank the organization of the World Ocean Forum that they invited me to be part of this program. with all the highly honored speakers, knowledgeable speakers about AI. So thank you very much for that. I just have a brief introduction about AI at the Port of Rotterdam. So the senior management sees the possibilities of AI to improve the port and the port operations. And the policy we are currently developing is how can we grab the opportunities that AI provide and at the same time stick within the framework that the new EU AI Act provides. So the European Union a couple of weeks ago published the new Artificial Intelligence Act, which we still have to digest. So we have to stay within the legal framework as well as within our own policy of running projects, including privacy aspects and including security aspects. So the policy will break down in several parts. Of course, we will provide the front runners, the innovators in our organization to start proof concepts and tests and to learn really fast. So we organize these front runners in a group of practitioners. We gather regularly to learn about AI, especially about the practicalities of AI. At the same time, of course, there's, as you always have in an organization, a group of people that's a little bit hesitant to onboard new technology like AI or any other digital technology. And of course, we would like to have them on board as well. So that will be part of the policy, how to keep everybody on board and, let's say, become digital agile. The legal framework of the EU AI Act is very important since it's risk-based, and if you use, let's say, forbidden AI or high-risk AI, you don't use it in the proper way, the fines are extremely high. So we are currently analyzing all the projects, AI projects we are doing, and try to measure the level of AI risk. If the risk is quite high, we have to do AI impact assessments. And I'm just curious in the group how it works, for example, in the United States, how it works in Korea, how you actually evaluate the AI projects within the legal or policy frameworks that are available in your countries. So that's for the EU legal framework. Of course, we also have our own way of planning and organizing projects. I think we have hundreds of projects currently in operation. A lot of them these days have digital components, and we have our own, let's say, processes to evaluate risks of these digital projects, like security, like privacy, and we have to include, let's say, the AI possible risks into this process as well. I would say that's where we are at the moment. I'm not sure if there is time, but this is a question I would like to pose, is there's a lot of AI hype. So a lot of companies are telling us that they provide an AI solution. And my question is, so how do you separate companies that are hyping AI with software development companies that provide really good working AI software for a port operation? So thank you for giving me the opportunity to give this brief introduction of where we are within the Port of Rotterdam. And I'd like to hand the word back to the chairman.
마눌라 대답.
Thank you for your comments. And you have introduced the EU AI Act to us, and there was a cautious approach that the world is taking related to AI. So during the question and answer session, he posed one question. Thank you for giving us the question. We will answer it later. And let's move to Mr. Song Jun-seok, head of Smart Shipping and Logistics team from MOF. If you have questions from the floor, let's receive it first and then listen to the answer from Mr. Song. So for 5 minutes, we will receive from the questions from the floor. So if you have any questions to the presenters or panelists on stage, please ask.
예. 마이크 좀 부탁드리겠습니다. 저기
Please pass the microphone to the person who raised his hand. Her hand. Thank you, professors, experts, and panelists for your comments. And I would like to ask one question to you. So from yesterday to today, I listened through the presentation. So we are using AI and chatbot in port sector. And the field is growing fast globally. While studying this field, as we face the climate crisis, the aviation sector and port sector and logistics sector, as these require transportation, there can be accidents. If we use AI and chatbot, let's say we introduce the technology, state-of-the-art technology, it will be well managed, but there will be more accidents, I think. So to prevent those accidents, I know that you are doing a lot of research on this. So my question goes to climate change. What kind of plan do you have in terms of climate change? I would like to ask this question to Mr. Woo. Thank you.
예. 우수한 박사님께
So Mr. Woo, the question was related to the climate change and related accidents, and what kind of technology do we have to prevent those climate change related accidents? Do we have another question from the floor? If none, then Mr. Woo. Thank you. So the climate change related accidents, there can be a lot of patterns and the patterns can change. The type of the accident and the gravity of the accident, the scale of the accident will change. The expectation that we have on the AI system is that the AI cannot handle all the predictions on the accident, but so accident prevention is the part where AI can play its part. For that, detection technology will have to be developed. As BPA, Mr. Park mentioned, so he showed us the case of container alignment. Let's say there's a typhoon. If the typhoon's strength is going high and the wind strength is going high, then the AI system can predict on how much strength the container can stand. Let's say in certain wind speed scenario and having the data on the container stacking, then the AI can give us a recommendation on how to stack those containers and check the alignment of the container. So that's another application that we can use AI, and that's the same things goes for the vessel part. Another case can be, let's say, if the vessel is berthing or mooring, we do mooring work for the vessel. If we monitor the situation using the camera, when there's a climate-related typhoon or wind, then the vessel that is attached to the mooring gear will agitate. Then we can do a prediction on which strength of the wind the vessel and the mooring gear can stand. If we use the generative AI or AI system that thinks like humans, so we are afraid of those things, but And of course, they may cause some problems. So if we use small-scale AI that is optimized to solve certain tasks, for example, for detection, if we use those small-scale AI, then I think we can prevent accidents one by one. And I think more attention should be paid on the safety enhancement part of the business. So AI will have to be used in this field, and that's my expectation that I have in this field.
Thank you, Professor. So I would like to invite the team leader, Song, and we will resume the discussion. Hi. My name is Song Jun-seok from the Ministry of Maritime and Fisheries, and dealing with the logistics management. And I would like to talk to you about this transition and also smart and also digitalization. I would like to introduce to you the policy efforts that we are making at the level of a ministry, and I would like to share with you the ideas and also thoughts that we are having in response to the AI and digitalization. And so from the team, a smart logistics and port team, we are developing technology for autonomous ships. And also we are developing platform for digitalization for the logistics, and also we are carrying out so many different projects. For example, a smart warehouse, and as is mentioned by HMM, in accordance with the level 3 IMO, we are developing the technology to abide by that standards in cooperation with experts, and at the same time for the autonomous vessels, so there's a mass code which is international standardization, and at the global level discussion is underway. And we know that such standards will take effective from 2030, and also we are taking participation in global consultation, also along with the industry, academia, and also the government. So we are raising our voice on behalf of Korea. Related to digitalization of reports, having the BPA at the center, the Port Authority and also all of the stakeholders are making efforts for digitalization. For example, Busan Port Authority, especially chain portal system, as is mentioned, and also electronic certification system will be applied to every port, increasing efficiency and also stability at the same time. So that is already realized. So we are providing support for that as well. And also one of the upcoming thing is how we can better combine the AI with other aspects of the industry, which is a potential research subject. So the shipping and also maritime, and even the shipping, not only in the ocean but also on land, things needs to be seamlessly carried out. And as a person making policy efforts, so there are three things that we have to keep in mind: data, network, and also legal system. We believe that those three elements are most important thing. When it comes to data, as many people already know, digital transformation, to do that, a lot of data needs to be trained for better predictability, and we have to optimize everything, and data is essential at the backbone, meaning that data owned by so many stakeholders needs to properly collected and also utilized. So this is critical in utilizing AI for digitalization. And when it comes to networking, in terms of the utilizing the data, interoperability and connection of different networks of the stakeholders needs to be optimized. So technological networking is one side that we have to think about, and another side is as people to people or from organization to organization. So the owner of the information would have a different goal for optimizing the data. So we need to think about how we can best optimize the whole system to achieve the goal for all the stakeholders, and how we can better utilize the data. So in that sense, networking is very important. Lastly, legal system is also important. So for utilizing the AI, I think it is very much advanced arena for all of us to make sure it takes firm root on the field. Legal support and also setting the basic regulation and framework are very, very important and essential. And for commercialization of autonomous vessels, the act on it will be enacted this year and also next year. And also Port Technology Act will be newly acted, which will take effective from next year. So on top of these basic acts and legal regulations, and in utilizing the AI on site, so many different guidelines and regulations need to be complemented, improved, and created reciprocally. So for the legal system, I know that our chairperson, Professor Kim, is playing a huge role. So for all these three elements, we need to take full consideration of all of these, and including the AI and also the digital transformation of marine and transport industry will enhance competency, efficiency, and also effectiveness over the industry. And the government is well aware of it. And in the future, we will collaborate with the relevant organization to come up with the better policies. Thank you very much.
팀님 좋은 말씀.
Thank you for your great comments. So related to AI, we heard opinions from the ports, vessel and shipping. And as the government is in charge of manage all these sectors, you introduced the related laws and regulations, and you explain how the fact that we need to have a better regulations. We only have 5 minutes left. So related to vessels and shipbuilding, in the field of shipbuilding, we suffer from lack of labor, workforce. So a lot of foreigners come to Korea to work in this industry at the shipyard, and they need to work together. So when in the past, as there were only Korean workers, we didn't have any language barrier. But if you go to the shipyard nowadays, the language barrier exists. So with the, for example, Myanmar workers, the shipyard at the southern part of Korea, they need to communicate using hand gestures or body gesture. For that, we can use a ChatGPT or AI for interpretation and translation. And this field is developing fast. I think we can enjoy a better service in that field. So in the port area, logistics, and shipbuilding, if the AI develop further, I think that will break down the language barrier between workers. So I would like to pose this question to Mr. Kim Kyu-bong. Thank you for the good question. We are a single private company. We hired more than 3,000 foreign seafarers, and they are in our pool, HR pool. So that was manageable. The scale was manageable, but as we hire more and more, I think the problem that you've mentioned can pose a challenge to us as well. We are a multinational company. We have employees from Philippines, Myanmar, and Indonesia. So I personally think that the career of the seafarers and the health issues, health conditions, or the past performance. If we can directly manage those, it will be better. And in going forward, it will be difficult for us to manage by ourselves. If we can introduce the AI system to give us the data collected on this, and AI system can suggest or make recommendations of the seafarers to be allocated to certain vessel or certain vessel with certain age. I think that's another application that we can use AI. Mr. Park?
Yeah.
So I'm in a port industry, for example, port in Busan or in other domestic areas. They are the union members of the port trade union, and I think most of them are domestic workers, and we won't see there will be a language barrier. But in the future, in the long term, I think it is a different issue. I think thanks to the emergence of the AI, the technological paradigm for the workers in the port is very different. How to provide a better education, how to help them embrace new technology, what I think are more issues, and we need to establish a plan for that.
So Mr. Park from BPA mentioned that as BPA doesn't have any foreign employees, language barriers is not an issue, but so the paradigm for training is changing, so AI can help in that. Next, I would like to invite Mr. Sang from CJ Logistics. Case of logistics centers, there are contractors. We have Korean contractors and foreign contractors working at the same center. So when we recruit the contractors, we need to conduct safety trainings, and in that process, language barrier is an issue. We have LLM model, for example, ChatGPT. I think that can be one way to conduct better safety training to the foreign workers, because foreign workers will have to watch out for the safety issues. So I think ChatGPT can help us in that.
One more question I would like to ask you is that whenever we travel abroad, we can listen to the real-time interpretation, right? So do you mean that using ChatGPT? Yes. ChatGPT is used a lot, and inside it has LMM. And whenever you go abroad, we can just receive interpretation via mobile phone, and maybe that will be possible on site. Thank you.
I think AI can contribute to the industry with better use cases. So it's already 12 o'clock. Let's use 4 minutes more. AI will be adopted in the logistics, port and industry, shipping industry, and we are talking about how AI will develop in this field. But we are talking about non-physical thing. It's a virtual concept, virtual thing, so I think it is a very complicated issue. So before we end, to draw a clearer picture, I want to ask this question. So we have a speaker from LA and shipping industry and logistics field. So I would like to ask the use cases of AI in reality. So is there any AI application that is helpful in real world? So first, Mr. Kim. During the presentation, I briefly touched upon this point. The active use cases of AI is at the situation room. So it has been 4 years since we introduced the situation room. It's not complete yet. There's still some upgrade that's needed to be done, and we are going to incorporate more content to expand its scale. All the data from the vessels will be gathered here. We will have the big data and use AI to learn this big data. Although the market size is really small, but I see that the market size will grow as well. Thank you.
예, 그러니까 선박회사의
Yes, the situation room receives a lot of data, which becomes a big data. So you said that that is area where AI is mostly used. And next, from the Port Authority, Team Leader Park. Yes, as is previously mentioned, automation is area where AI is mostly used. So automation before, so in the past, that people used to make decisions, but automation means that now it is done by machines and the AI. So using the AI, the best decisions can be made, and accordingly, the very, very final decision also will have to be confirmed by people. But for that, the application of AI is being expanded.
예, 감사합니다.
Thank you for your comments. Mr. Sang Hyun-jun from CJ. Our company is focusing on robotics and demand prediction. And actually, we have that program in place in case of robot automation. As mentioned during my presentation, robots are used to replace human operator. We have depalletizer, so they can transport the pallets. And human operator suffers some health issues when they have to lift heavy things. Instead, we can use robots. We are doing testing on that. We do forecasting using AI for quick delivery. I think it is very important. In CJ, we apply AI for demand forecasting, and we are trying to increase the accuracy of the program.
Thank you. And next, may I ask Chung-Ang, CEO of Money, one question.
항만에서
In LA Port, you've mentioned AI is actively used there. Thank you for sharing the cases of LA Port. So can you explain more on that LA Port AI usage there?
is most noticeably applicable in the area of Los Angeles.
Very good. So just like Busan Port Authority, right? So the application of AI widely used at the port, it will be the automation portion, right? So closely working together with the terminal operator. I think one of the presenters indicated that the terminal operator is the one who's putting together for the automation and applying the AI into the right. So automation is one thing, but nonetheless, that working together with the terminal operating system, simulation and emulation is another area using digital twin. So that portion is something that it's getting into. It's not widely used, but that's something that will be used in the near future, right? So from the Port of Los Angeles and the Port of Long Beach, Port Authority point of view, I think it's a supply chain information highway, right? So it's just like the portal that the Busan Port Authority has. Try to gather all those data together and share with the users. So that portion is something that we're focusing here in the San Pedro Bay port area. But nonetheless, that the challenge is that the collaboration and cooperation with all the different stakeholders who's providing those data. Thank you.
예, 감사합니다.
Thank you. Yes, especially the automation of container and also tours, and also the come and go of the vessels, all of which produce data. And he said that data becomes a very important source for the AI. So I think this brings an end to the discussion session. Although we talked about abstracting, but by delivering the questions, hope you could better understand about the AI utilization and marine and transport sector. And CEO Kim Kyu-bong said that the stage 4, including the social issues of manpower, there are some concerns. So he said that maybe just achieving stage 2 to 3 will be just enough for us. And also the AI lead, the Manolo, mentioned about the AI Act at the EU, and he mentioned about the potential ethical issues. And also there's a lack of personnel in the industry. So to address that issue and also to prevent the potential accidents, I think we know that AI utilization needs to be expanded, and hope that in the future we can see further advancement of the industry by using the AI. I would like to thank 4 presenters and also 3 discussants for taking your time.